Welcome to the ArmaniTalks podcast. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this podcast, I'm helping you level up your 5 soft skills: public speaking, storytelling, social dynamics, emotional intelligence, and creativity. 5 soft skills for you to change your life forever and skyrocket your confidence along the way. In today's episode, we're entering the land of social skills, and I'm going to be talking about the age that a man starts appreciating his father. There are different things and theories, I would say there are, for when a man starts appreciating their father. Some people say when the man realizes that the father spent a lot of money on him. That's one theory. Another theory is when the man has a son, that's when he starts appreciating his father. That's another theory. And another theory I would say is when they say the man gets in his first relationship, and when he gets in that relationship, he understands what it's like for someone else to be dependent on him, and he slowly starts to understand his father's perspective more. I think that also is a viable theory. But none of these theories are accurate in my opinion. In my opinion, the moment that a man starts appreciating his father is when he starts to see resemblances between himself and his father. That's when he realizes, my dad actually knew a lot of what he was doing. Because I would say in the 20s, that's the age where a lot of guys think that there are no resemblances between themselves and their dad. They're like, man, I have nothing in common with my dad. I actually have no clue how we're related because he views life in one way and I view it in a completely different way. That's what is like in the mid-20s. And I would actually say that this perspective can produce a lot of greatness. You will notice that a lot of ambitious people, they have a poor relationship with their dad. The reason that ambition and having a poor relationship with the father often go hand in hand is because the father is that one person we really crave acknowledgement from. And when we keep on seeing that we have a different philosophy from them, we're like, okay, screw it. Forget you, Dad. I'm going to do things my way. And that initial anger gives us a lot of energy to produce greatness. But by people's early 30s to mid 30s, they start seeing a lot of mannerisms that are similar between themselves and their dad. Maybe before they were like, how come my dad always wants to stay home for? How come he never wants to go out? And you as an adult, you see yourself working a lot. You see yourself being social at work a lot. And by the time you come home, you just want to relax after a long day. And your girl is like, hey, how come you always want to stay home for? How come you never want to go out? And you're like, wait a minute. This is the same exact criticism I gave my dad. And now I understand why he wanted to stay home. It's because he was working so freaking hard. Suddenly, you see a resemblance between you and your father. And now you begin to appreciate him more. In your 30s, you will be shocked by how many little similarities begin stacking up. And that's when you really begin to appreciate your dad more. And they always say, when a man loses his dad, that's when he almost feels naked. His safety blanket is gone. And you will see him break down like you've never seen him break down before. It's because a lot of the lessons he could have learned in his 20s, he couldn't learn in his 20s because he didn't have the experience for. But by 30s, he starts getting a lot of these experiences. He starts learning. He starts empathizing with his dad. Unfortunately, though, dad is getting older and he's not going to be around forever. So if you're getting this podcast episode right now, do your best to appreciate your dad. Understand that even though you don't think you guys have any similarities now, one day you will realize you guys were way more similar than you initially thought. If you enjoyed today's talk and you want to get more insights like this into communication skills, be sure to go on ArmaniTalks.com/newsletter and sign up for my free daily newsletter where I will give you cheat codes to improve your charisma. Join the tribe today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.